would I have to multiply that by so there was no more decimals, so they were all whole numbers? 2. Now, are you allowed to just multiply something by 2? Doesn't that change what it equals to? Absolutely, it changes what it equals to. So you couldn't multiply by 2 because you would change what it equals to. But what could I multiply by that never changes what it equals to? What could you multiply 7 by so that your answer is still 7? 1. Okay? So what we're going to do is sneakily multiply by 1. Well, I want to multiply by 2, so I'm going to take this whole thing. I want to multiply by 2 because that would get rid of those decimals. So I'm going to put a 2 out in front. But that's not allowed unless I also multiply by a half. If I multiply by 2 and I multiply by a half, I'm really multiplying by 1. So I haven't done anything unless I decide to put another set of brackets here and go, okay, I'm going to keep the half out in front, and now the inside will be 2x squared minus 3x plus 1. Sneakily multiplying by 1. So technically, you are multiplying by 2 to get rid of the fraction and also multiplying by a half. The other thing that some people think about is taking the half out, but I find that mental math-wise, that's harder for students to see. If you take a half out of 1, you get 2. If you take a half out of 1.5, you get 3. And a half out of a half is 1. That one's not so bad. But once I've taken that half out, or multiply by 2 and multiply by half, now I can factor. Again, I'll color code things. I hope you're starting to get the hang of this factoring. If my first one's 2x squared, the only possibility for my first ones is 2x and x. If my last one is a 1, oh, that's nice. There's only one possibility, so I don't even have to think. It has to be 1 and 1. Can I make my outside and my inside give me minus 3? I have a 2x and an x. They would both have to be minus, right? I have minus 2x and a minus x and a minus 3x. I double check if my last one still works. It does. And so now this has been factored completely. So for part B, we have x squared minus 17 thirds. Ooh, don't like that 17 thirds. And then minus 2. I don't like that fraction. So I could either factor out a third or times it by 3. If I times it by 3, I have to also times it by a third. And I'll put extra set of brackets here. Okay, that would mean that 1/3 stays out. Now I would get 3x squared. 3 times this cancels that 3 out, minus 17x, and 3 times minus 2, minus 6. Again, this is my first one. This is my last one. Can you see your first one only has one option? So that's really nice. There's only one option. You can write it down and know that if it's going to work, that's the only one that would work. 6, 1 and 6, 2 and 3, and it makes a difference where you put them because your outside is going to be 3 times something, your inside 1 times something. Anything work? 3 and 2, 9 and 2, no. Oh, I'm liking 6, because that makes 18 and 1. Because 18 and 1, if that subtracts, I get 17. So now, to get a minus 17, I would need a negative 18 and a plus 1. Double check it. Does your last one work? Yes. Inside and outside works perfect. So, this is where we're going to end for today because I want you to try some of these 9, 10, 11, and 18.